Greetings, fellow test subjects. Test subject 1337 here for Aperture Gaming. They make it, we test it, you play it. To begin with, I'd like to correct some mistakes I made in my last review of the Adventure Time Encyclopedia. To begin with, I would like to thank out the people who pointed out these mistakes to me. The Enchiridion of the show, basically, covers Jake the dog and Finn the human, but it also has secondary characters like Lady Rainicorn, and it even talks about the messed up gender bender fantasy world of the Ice King with Cake the cat, Fiona the human, and Princess Bubblegum's male equivalent, Prince Gumball. I am sorry for the error, and I hope this correction makes up for it. And I'll also be very careful during my review today. So we here at Aperture Labs, after expanding from video games and DLC into books, we decided it'd be time to review a film. And what better film to review than the box office opening weekend of the Wolverine. It's the newest installment of Marvel's film franchise. Once again, Hugh Jackman comes doing his performance as Wolverine, and this is his best performance yet. He had no character whatsoever in X-Men First Class. He started off as the focal point for the first X-Men, and by the end of the third X-Men, he had gotten some character development. But here we see even more of it in this film. Because this is just after the opening weekend, I will talk about this film as much as I can and make sure there are very few or no spoilers whatsoever. So if you're a little iffy on this, just be wary. Alright. The film takes place after the events of the X-Men 3, The Last Stand. Wolverine has isolated himself away from civilization and humanity. He is in self-imposed exile. But at one point, a woman approaches him and asks him to come with him to a far-off location, and he agrees. And that's pretty much all I can tell you, because if I go any further into it, it would spoil the film. And it is a very great film. The location takes place outside of the United States, and it covers three primary areas. It covers its ancient history, its involvement with the Second World War, and it talks about how it's working out with the modern day and age and with a look towards its future and development of technology. Visually, the film is great. All the characters look great, the special effects are amazing, the locations are also something to behold. It is a very, very good looking film. Hugh Jackman does a really good job as portraying Wolverine. It's great. Even though this is a Wolverine film, it isn't just shing shing. It's not just a hack and slash fight fest. No, there are fight scenes, granted, but there is a very good overarching plot and character development. The story works out really well, and aside from Wolverine, there are three other characters from the Marvel Universe who are in this film that were not just made up to be just the bad guys for that one particular film. Bad guys or good guys or any place else in between. Alright, so let's see. Yeah, the fight scenes are great, and the special effects also look really good. There's only two areas I have to nitpick. In one point in the middle of the film, I think the characters, they were interacting with some props, and I'm pretty sure they reshot this one scene multiple times just with different parts of the script, because I noticed how props were there, and then they weren't, or they were moved or interacted with. And then, like, near the end of the film, there was some events going on in the background behind some characters talking. Now, this was either to allude to a possible future film, or to a different film, or it may have just once again been an editing little mix-up. I had to watch this film as both a fan and as a critic, because I wanted to make sure I got this review right. Because yes, while I did enjoy the film, those were like the only two nitpicks that I could figure out. My third major nitpick is how this is a Marvel film, so we should see Stan the Man Lee, but no, he did not do his usual Alfred Hitchcock-style appearance for this film. Now, speaking of the end of the film, Marvel has made it so you have to sit through the ending credits to see a special bonus featurette to indicate what's happening next, or a little teaser. Now, before this featurette kicked in, a lot of people walked out of the theater, but here's what. it's not at the very, very, very end of the credits. Like, there will be a couple of credits, like it says who worked on what stuff, like maybe 4 or 5 minutes worth or less. Yeah, sorry, I wasn't keeping track of it. I can't really see my watch in the theater, sorry. But yeah, so there's a couple credits, and then it has a special bonus featurette, and it is a very big reveal. So yeah, stick around for a little bit after the credits start to roll, and you will be happy you did. It's interesting to see how Marvel is doing this film, how it'll tie in with the rest of the series, and the question is, with Joss Whedon now working on the Avengers TV series, will the series tie in with any of the other Marvel films that will be coming out, or will both the films and the TV series be completely separate? They will share the same universe, but there'll be very little to no interaction. It is inconclusive at this time, but I'm hoping for the best, so fingers crossed, people. And Joss Whedon, we're watching you, so don't you disappoint us. Alright, yeah. So it is a very good film. I highly recommend seeing it, and despite the few little nitpicks, we here at Aperture Labs, we give The Wolverine a 9.5 out of 10. Yeah, sorry I couldn't reveal too much about the film, but like I said, it's just after the opening weekend, and I did not want to spoil it for you guys. You want to know why I can't? Because, well, go see this film and you'll see why I can't say too much without it spoiling the film. Alright, until next time, this has been Test Subject 1337. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day.